Let me tell you something that's been gnawing at me since I first heard about it. Imagine this, you're a creator, you've just signed contracts, mapped out your entire season, and you're ready to dive into production. Then, out of nowhere, the studio pulls the plug. That's exactly what happened with Wonder Woman, and it raises so many questions about how creative control works in the modern entertainment industry. Andrew Guest, the showrunner, didn't just write the first episode of Season 2, he had a full outline for the entire season. And yet, Disney decided it didn't make sense for them. What does that even mean? It's not like Marvel has a history of canceling shows without a clear reason. This feels like a case of corporate priorities shifting faster than creative teams can adapt. Personally, I think it's a symptom of how streaming platforms are now treating content like a financial gamble rather than an artistic endeavor. When you're dealing with a show that's already been greenlit, only to be axed days before production starts, it's not just about money, it's about power dynamics. Who gets to decide what stories are told? And why does it feel like the fans' voices are louder than ever, yet they still can't sway these decisions? Here's what really boggles me: the show was already in motion. Contracts were signed, schedules cleared. The writers' room was supposed to start that month. This isn't just a case of we don't like the show anymore, it's a case of we don't like the numbers. But numbers are fluid. What changed between the renewal and the cancellation? Was it audience metrics? Internal politics? Or maybe Disney just got cold feet about another superhero show in a saturated market? The fact that Guest had already written the first episode is wild. Think about the effort that takes. You're not just drafting a script, you're building a world, setting up character arcs, and laying the groundwork for a season. And then it all gets erased. It's like watching a painter finish a mural, only to have the wall torn down before it's even hung. What does that say about the value placed on creative labor in this industry? In my opinion, it's a wake-up call for creators to demand more transparency and control over their projects. If you're going to invest this much time and energy, you deserve to know why your work is being scrapped. And let's talk about the fans. Guest mentioned the online conversations about storytelling priorities and what platforms want to make. That's not just noise, it's a movement. People are finally refusing to be passive consumers. They're holding studios accountable, and that's powerful. But here's the thing: when a show gets cancelled, it's not just the creators who lose. It's the fans, the actors, and the communities that formed around the series. Yahya Abdul-Mateen 2's Emmy nomination is a testament to the show's impact, but it also highlights the irony. The very people who made the show great are now being left hanging. What makes this really interesting is the contrast between the show's critical acclaim and its abrupt end. It's like a movie that wins awards at a festival but never gets distributed. The bigger question is, what happens to stories that don't fit into a studio's short-term profit margins? Are we seeing the rise of a new kind of creative economy where only certain narratives survive? Or is this just the cost of doing business in a world where every show is a gamble? I can't help but wonder if this cancellation is a sign of things to come. Marvel has been experimenting with different formats and characters, but Wonder Woman was a bold choice. It was a show that didn't just play it safe, it leaned into complex themes and character development. And yet, it was the one that got the axe. What does that say about the future of Marvel's TV ventures? Are they going to double down on safer bets, or will they risk it all for innovation? From my perspective, this is a moment that demands reflection. When a show like Wonder Woman is cancelled, it's not just about one series, it's about the stories we're allowed to tell. A detail I find fascinating is how quickly things can change in this industry. One day, you're planning for Season 2, the next, your entire vision is wiped clean. This raises a deeper question: how do creators protect their work when the rules are constantly shifting? If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just about Marvel or Disney, it's about the entire landscape of content creation. What this really suggests is that the future of storytelling is more uncertain than ever, and the only way to navigate it is by staying adaptable, vocal, and relentlessly passionate about your craft.